Y'all excuse the chairman, he made a mistake, man. There was something over there. Sorry about that, son. Her body was never really hers to begin with. I mean, sure, she'd have it for the 27 plus years she'd been on this earth, but her body, like that of her ancestors, never belonged to her. Or maybe it just never really belonged to her alone. When Neil was raped by 3 white men, it became very clear that her body was not hers alone. It belongs to a history that hates black limbs, yet lusts for black flesh. It belongs to a politics that mutilates black souls and muffles black voices. It belongs to a nation who invaded the black vagina for power and for pleasure and for profit. Black women built this country. It wasn't the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution, the Stars and Stripes, or our beloved Statue of Liberty that gave birth to America. No, it was the black vagina that laid the golden egg, or should I say the chattel slave. Ebony's body belongs to a nation whose entire economic structure is built upon property in slaves. Her black body gave birth to more black bodies, all to be sold as cattle. It belongs to a court that says that black folk have no rights that white folk ought to respect. It belongs to a religion that says that God saved the African savages from their heathen homeland. It belongs to a region of citizens who would rather go to war with their kin, their family, their brothers, their uncles, their fathers, their cousins, their sons, than to give up the opportunity to breed black bodies and keep them enslaved. Letitia's body is the only one that's less valuable when it is loved and protected and respected than when it is open and taken and violated at will. Jada's body belongs to every white man that wants it and knows that a black woman always wants it. I mean, after all, she is a willing prisoner to her carnal urges. Really, why would 3 white men take what a black woman has and is always willing to give? Her body belongs to them because their grandfathers willed it to them. Betsy almost forgot that her body belonged to them because the truth belongs to them. They could diminish, disrespect, and even dismiss her at will because they hold the pen. And if it is written that way, it must certainly be true. But Ashley's body also belongs to higher powers. It belongs to the God who decided to give her life. Well, that's probably what she's been told from the time that she was a little girl, surrounded by reminders that her body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Keisha's body belongs to the young girls who were reprimanded harshly by their elders, saying that if she had not been acting fast or womanish as they so affectionately would say, she wouldn't have been abused. Even sisters who mean no harm tell Jasmine, baby, be careful how you sway your prayers, for if you sway the wrong way, you could even sway a holy man to forget that your body belongs to God. The next thing you know, he'll be borrowing her temple for the night, saying that joy isn't the only thing that comes in the morning. Tamika's body belongs to every lyric that claims her as a bitch, a hoe, a jump off, a skeezer, scallywag, a gold digger, or whatever the word is of the day. Candy's body belongs to the slow-mo frames that capture her breasts jiggling, or her hips gyrating, or her ass protruding, or her torso wreathing in sensual conniptions. LaQuisha's body belongs to every voyeur who pounds his flesh deep in the dead of night to splash on her ebony eroticism. She belongs to every furious fantasy of sex that's conjured by pulsating rhythms of pelvic thrust. She belongs to the stud who peels slowly from his wad of $1 bills to shove in her moving G-string. Charlene belongs to every woman who's ever had to dance to put herself through school or to provide for her family. Whether she's sliding down a pole or spiraling up corporate staircases to a glass ceiling. But more than that, she belongs to black women. Ariana belongs to the little girl who was raped by her uncle and then intimidated into silence. Jessica belongs to the young lady with budding breasts who was molested by her play father. Mariah belongs to the little girl who was molested by her mother's lover and then thrown out of the house. Her mother so desperately needed to believe the man that she loved that she would discard her own baby like yesterday's trash. Noelle belongs to the young girl who was raped and murdered by her mother's live-in companion, all because he thought that she would tell that he molested her and took her virginity at 11. Daphne belongs to the college girl who was date raped, but who has shamefully denied the impact, saying that she couldn't really have been raped. Is that it? Is that all that black women are supposed to be? Only a story or a myth? A cautionary tale or a symbol? Does she serve a purpose for you? Or you? Or you? Or me? Or is she human and bleeds? Blood red like our own blood. Yes, her body is a temple, but it's her temple. And if she decides to be all those things and decides that she wants to be sexy or sensual, hell, y'all gotta forgive me, but even erotic at times, that's her prerogative, that's her choice. And you can bet that rolled up wad of $1 bills, that if she is those things, it's because she chooses to be unapologetically her. And she belongs to herself. Maybe, just maybe, if you would recognize this, she would share some of herself with you.